Here, the children belong to their fathers because of the clan things. First of all, the names are given by their fathers. So I believe the woman, she's supposed to have the children. That's why I say, if possible, even if I have children from different men, I make my money and buy a land of my own. I know these children can believe in me better than their father. I'll frame it in the way that a man is the head of the home, but a woman is the heart of the home.
My Child's Father is a film about single mothers and their experiences with the fathers of their children. Conditions of life are changing rapidly in Uganda. Men and women are working out new arrangements for how to form homes and families. The stories told here are about how they are managing. My names are Susan Reynolds Whyte. My Ugandan name is Natao. I've been doing research in eastern Uganda on and off since 1969, so I've seen a lot of changes. For the past few years, I've been working with Ugandan and Danish colleagues on gender futures in Uganda. My friend Enoch, Segera, and I made this film as part of that project. We wanted to capture women's own accounts of the past, present, and possible future relations with their children's fathers. All over the world, there are children whose fathers are not very present in their lives. The situation in Uganda is special in several ways. Ugandan societies are patrilineal. Children are supposed to belong to their fathers and his clan. Ideally, a woman should marry and live at the home of her husband so that the children grow up with their father and his family. Today, most couples are not formally married, although they live together as husband and wife. If they separate, or if they've never lived together, the children may remain with their mother, even though ideally they're supposed to go and stay with their fathers. Every story is different. You'll hear the voices of 7 women. 4 of them live in rural eastern Uganda, farming and trading, staying with their own family or in rented rooms. 3 are renting in urban areas, working as a hairdresser, managing a shop. Another one, consulting on building design. But all of them are concerned about 2 common issues. One is belonging. The old idea that children belong to their fathers lives on. But what does belonging to a father mean today? The other issue is care. Do fathers help to support and maintain the children? Do they care for the children? Do they care about them?
She belongs to her father, I think, in terms of societal values and norms. That I agree she belongs there. But in terms of raising her, spending time with her, knowing her, making up a relationship with her, a lot. The whole detail about her, she belongs to the mother. Because in my situation, she's more like a sister to me now. She knows me, I know her. I know what she wants for her life. I support her dreams. I encourage her. I counsel her. I guide her. So, if you say she belongs to her father, you mean in terms of culture. That is where it stops for me. Culture-wise, that is where it stops. However, everything about my daughter belongs to me because her stories are very much connected to me, very much.
If a child is to belong to its father, he must first of all accept that the child is his. Sometimes it's another member of his family who recognizes his child. Often the father's mother, the paternal grandmother, welcomes the child most warmly. A father and his family affirm that the child belongs to them by giving it a name from their side. This confirms that the child belongs to their clan. Why is it necessary to know your father, even if you grow up with your mother and her family? Well, in eastern Uganda, it's important in many ways to know your clan, what kind of person you are. Sons inherit land from their fathers. If daughters formalize their marriage, their husband should give an appreciation to the father. If a child dies, it should be buried at the father's home. Most of all, people say a child should know where it comes from. As they grow up, children themselves want to know their fathers and his family. Women often refer to the father's place as the child's home, even if the child has never lived there.
My sister Kathy was concerned who is the owner of this pregnancy. That's when Salongo comes in the picture. We had to look for the father of the pregnancy. Now, first, when I told him they wanted to meet him, he did not want to come. He didn't know what to expect. He thought he was going to be arrested. So when I gave birth, and they were twins, people started saying twins have to belong to a father. They have to go and see their father. Their father has to. There are some things they believed, like ritual things that had to happen. So we called the mother of Salongo and said I had given birth to twins. So they had to act very fast. But then Salongo still feared to come, so they sent the sister of Salongo to come. Also the mother feared to come at that time. So they sent the sister of Salongo to come and see what is happening, to look at the children and identify them if they are really their children. And then when she came, she saw the kids. I remember first she looked at the legs, and the legs looked exactly like Salongo's leg. And I remember her calling the mother. She said, they are real children, and they are our children. So it was only one time that they had sex with this man. She got pregnant. The man denied that he wasn't responsible for that pregnancy. He wasn't even sure. But she carried the pregnancy, gave birth to the child. The grandmother of the child loved her and gave her the names. So the grandmother accepted, but the father denied.
He is their father.
He's their father. And is he the one who gave the names to them?
The grandfather here in Uganda, after giving birth,
yes,
you get a day, you take a child to the clan. The father of the grandfather gives the child the name. But I was taking them, and the grandfather is the one who gave them the names.
The name that she has is from her family. It's actually the same name with her auntie, that is the eldest sister to her father. I couldn't change the name because there was a time when my own father would advise me, since he is not giving you any support at all, why don't you even just change her surname? Give her yours. Give her your surname, because it shows that he is not willing to take ownership. And I wouldn't agree with that, because first of all, regardless of all the misunderstandings I've had with the father, she still needed her identity and her origin. she had to belong somewhere, and that is very important for her life. So I didn't change her name.
The first child is a boy, and he has never been at his home. He has never stayed with the father. The father has denied to help the child. He has not provided, not even clothing, dressing to the child. She believes, much as she has been available for these children, for all her children, she has been the one to provide most of the time. But all children belong to their father. Children are for the man.
Being the child of a father is about more than belonging in the sense of recognition and clan identity. It's also about care. Fathers should support their children for daily needs, school fees, and medical expenses. The law of Uganda states that both parents must maintain their children. If the child's staying with the father, he and his family care for it. But for those staying with their mothers, there are often difficulties. Many mothers experience that the fathers of their children don't help. Often they say that they have no money. The father may have another wife and other children who get priority. It's almost impossible for most mothers to force the fathers of their children to provide. Mothers with more resources might report the man to the police, or they might ask FIDA, the Organization of Women Lawyers, to mediate. But there's no way of enforcing agreements about child support. So single mothers struggle to provide on their own through small business ventures and farming in rural areas. Many stay with their own families and get some support from their parents and siblings. A father's care is not only about money and material help. It's also about the quality of his relation to his children. Is he interested in them? Does he check on how they're doing? Do they visit each other? Often this depends on the relationship between the mother and the father. Often, too, it depends on relations to others in his home, to his current wife, for example, or to his parents.
And so she says the fathers of these children don't offer much help.
For the second born, who she had taken back to his home, the father was arrested. He's in prison. So when she learned that the father of the second born is arrested, she went there to pick the child, and she brought the child here also. So she's living here now with her 3 children. But the father of the firstborn has never helped her with the child. So these children are living here, and responsibility of feeding, buying clothes is entirely up to her parents. So her parents are the ones who are catering for everything. And when she gets a chance to work,
she usually moves with her lastborn to look for what to do. And when God opens doors and she makes something, she also contributes to the maintenance of the children. But they have not yet started school. She has 5 children, and so 5 children, but the firstborn is a different father, and the 3 have one father also. Those are 2 husbands. The lastborn is a different father. The firstborn was denied by the father. So she's talking of the relationship between these 3 with their father, the second husband. And she said the children love their father very much. They have gone there on several occasions to greet especially their father. But she believes it's because of the co-wife. She's not okay with the children going there. She doesn't like them. And she believes that the man would have done even better for the children. But she believes the co-wife is the one who makes him not to do certain things for the children. So she believes her son deserves, especially a piece of land from her father. But she's not sure. Since she left, she doesn't know whether he still has that big land he used to own. And she's also planning that she wants to invite the husband out of the presence of the co-wife to discuss further if the son can inherit some land, his father. So about the last child that she has, she doesn't know where the father is. The father has never taken any initiative to care for the child. Not even with education. It's Susan who is helping with the education. Not even dressing or anything. He has never contributed anything towards this child. She doesn't know where he is.
I met him in 2007. Yeah, I found him. Yeah, I got a child, the firstborn.
Yes.
A girl. I produced her in 2008. That's when I met him. We stayed together 4 years.
4 years?
Like 10. He went abroad in 2017. And I met.
By that time you had 2 children.
I had produced the last born.
In 2017.
That's when he went.
And where was he going?
He was going to Turkey.
He was going to Turkey.
That's what he told me.
You helped him with some money so that he could travel.
Yes.
And did he have a job already? Someone told him that there was a job waiting for him?
Yeah, that's what he told me. He had their relative.
Who was already working in Turkey. And did he keep in touch with you?
He stopped talking to me in 2020.
But in the first years?
We were communicating.
And he sent you some money?
He was sending me 200 per month.
200,000 per month. From 2017 until 20...
That's when he stopped.
And then what happened in 2020?
I don't know what disturbed him. But then I was sick. I went there in the village. They operated me.
Yes, I remember.
That's when he stopped giving me that money.
When he knew you were sick? But do you think he intended to come back? You told me that he even left his clothes here.
Yeah. The shirts are here.
The shirts are here. And he left his shoes.
The shoes are here.
As if he was coming back.
Yeah, he told me he was coming back. I'm not seeing him.
She was supposed to be in school and I wasn't still ready. I was like, now I just have to force this man to do what he is supposed to do. And that is how I ended up walking into feeder offices. Went to feeder drafted letters, calling him, and good enough, he appeared for the meeting, and we agreed on several things. We agreed he's supposed to pay child support, he's supposed to pay medical insurance, medical bills, he's supposed to buy scholastic materials, he is supposed to pay school fees.
Moses, why is it so that nowadays fathers don't want to look after their children?
Things changed. Our fathers were a bit caring. Don't you remember?
Yeah, I remember one time when our mother was sick. They took her home, to her home. And then we were staying here suffering. And Dad was like, no, My children has to remain here. If you're taking my wife away, you're not taking my children. I'm staying here with them. And one time we felt hungry and we decided to run away to go to our mother. We stayed there for only one day. And then at night our father came for us, claiming that the uncles cannot look after us.
We cannot allow mosquitoes to bite us.
Cannot allow mosquitoes to bite us. But nowadays, a father cannot even care for a child for only one day. Why?
But also you remember how he was caring after us. Do you remember that somebody from somewhere who was bringing milk, a full tin of 20 liters per day? So that's why he could not allow
us to stay at our uncle's place because they didn't have milk. Okay, that is fine. But it was really funny that Dad made us move at night to come back here because he could not allow us to stay at our uncle's place. It was really funny because I remember we moved at night, 3 of us. He got Rose and put her on the bicycle, and 3 of us were in front of his bicycle, pushing his bicycle from there, from Bumwag up to here. Can a father nowadays do that?
Even some of them are chasing away the grandchildren. I took care of your mother. How again can I take care of you?
Wow.
Things changed.
Things changed. Is it because of the economy?
Poverty.
Mothers are reflecting on their situations and the futures of their children. How does belonging to a father fit with care by a father? Some don't know where their children's fathers are. Rural women worry about where their sons will get a share of land to build a house and farm. Many hope that their children will have better relations with fathers and fathers' families in the future. In the years to come, there will continue to be many single mothers in Uganda. The question is, how will they and their children relate to the fathers?
So you're just left like that, wondering,
Yes.
What could it be?
I don't know.
Why did he stop?
I don't know.
You're left with a mystery.
Yes. I'm just there.
Maybe in time, the mystery will be solved.
I don't know.
So at this time, she's single. She's living in a rental house in Namutumba. And she says she's tired of men. She doesn't want to get married anymore. Ngani singa basajja baja. Zosola hutina. Oli muhasumulanyo mwena nyiriroti. So says she's tired of men. Today want to remarry. She's tired. She just wants to stay single in her rental house. Ejo hilangi na ese no mati single muntu gaja. Wetinira wanyia. That she hates to remarry. That most men that will have their women already, and she hates to have co-wives. She wants to be alone on a man, but she's also tired of it. She's tired of marrying, so she wants to stay single. Ahagambo. So the last word she would give to someone who is in her situation, let them be patient and let them be content. That for her she feels she's content. She believes she's not in a bad state. She's somewhere. Kale, webale.
I bring them up telling them that their father is having challenges. He would want to be a good father, but he's having what? Challenges. One time if he overcomes those challenges, maybe he'll be a good dad. And I believe they will grow to respect him if things change. Yeah, I believe that. So she says children belong to their fathers. And if time comes and they want their children, the children will be free to go. Because she says male children especially, male children belong to their fathers. She doesn't own land that she will give them to build and marry from there. So she says if time comes and they have to go to build, they will have to go back to their homes and find land and build there. Maybe if God blesses her and she buys land for them, then maybe she will give them. But right now, she can't afford that. So they will have to look for their fathers and then build in future. And her last words to girls, young girls who might be watching, and young women who might be watching, is that they should have patience and not run up and down. Kali, webali.
Future, when she's big, she's an adult, she will look for them. And of course, she can't forget them. She knows them.
She will look for them. Will they also look for her?
I don't know. I don't know. It will depend on who wants to meet who. The name is already there. They will identify her.
In Africa, a child belongs to a man. And I was just wondering whether at a certain point, will you allow your daughter to go and stay with the father or be there for some time, then comes back? I'm just wondering, because here our culture tells us a child is for a man.
My daughter knows her siblings, the ones that her father has with his current wife. She knows all of them. She has carried them. She has played with them. But right now, it is quite difficult because of the relationship I have with him. And I even don't know where he stays. By then I knew, but he moved. When the mother passed on, he moved.
Okay. But still, do you agree your daughter is for the dad?
Of course I do.
You agree?
Yes. I know what it means to have a father. I know. I have a father myself. I know what it means for a daughter to relate with her father. So I wouldn't want my daughter to miss that. And all this time I've been trying to make it happen, but it failed. So I have no issue. I know she belongs to him. But the only challenge we have right now is how to understand each other.